Hello and welcome back to Strategic Investor Radio. Again, we're here at the 4th Annual AltsLA Conference in Los Angeles. Very glad you joined us. Again, I'm Charlie Wright, and we're here with Lisa Vioni of Hedge Connection. She's the co-founder and CEO of Hedge Connection. Lisa, welcome to the conference.
Thank you very much. So happy to be here.
So Lisa, tell us, this is your first time at the conference, and yet you are somewhat of a sponsor of the conference. Tell us what you guys are doing here and how it's been so far.
Absolutely. Well, we were asked by Alts to co-host with them the event that they did last night, which is the event before AltsLA today, and that was, we hosted Table Talks, where we had 13 different topics going, and people got to choose 3 different topics in which they got to participate in interactive conversations, and then it was followed by a beautiful wine reception. So it was a lot of fun, well attended. There were about 300 people that signed up for Table Talks. And then today I'm just here enjoying the conference, listening to the panels and the various speakers.
You know, Lisa, this is certainly not a place where somebody comes to hear about investments that are Vanguard Index investments. Just plethora of ideas and innovation, etc. What particularly has impressed you about this conference?
Well, I think one of the things that impressed me for sure is how many people have decided to come. This is a fairly large group. There are about 800 industry executives here, which is not a bad showing for a one-day event in Los Angeles. And they've got some great speakers. One group that spoke was a panel of 2, really kind of having a conversation. Jane Buchanan from Hamco and Bruce Richards from Marathon. 2 long-time, veterans of the industry. Very interesting to listen to what they had to say.
Yeah, no question. In fact, anytime I can hear Jane, I go. Her offices are just a few miles from mine, and you don't often have hedge funds having such a low profile that they have. You don't often have the opportunity of listening to those hedge fund people. Whereas, there are other people in the industry that have such a high profile. You just turn on CNBC or CNN even, and you see them all the time. But these hedge fund people who have these very, very sophisticated strategies, they're not hanging out at every corner. And it's a great opportunity to listen to them. No question about it. So for those who may not know, what is Hedge Connection?
Sure. Hedge Connection is a web-based platform for hedge fund managers and other private funds to build their brand and to get access to investors. And for those who want to invest in hedge funds, it's a way for them to get access to information on these managers that, as you said, are very hard to find because they're not just hanging around in the corner. And you generally see them on CNBC, CNN, and the main reason for that is there are regulatory issues around them being able to advertise. So because of that, they are hard to find, but we've been doing this for over 12 years now, and so we've built up many, many relationships, and not only do we give access online, but we do a couple of events during the year. We distribute content, and so we've got some pretty good access to these folks.
So tell us, who are the clients of Hedge Connection, and what are they looking to do through this relationship with you?
So our clients are managers, hedge fund managers, as well as allocators. We call them allocators. Those are the people that are investing into hedge funds. And essentially, like to boil it down, they're looking to meet each other. So they're looking to make targeted, relationships or meetings. So instead of just throwing something like a dart at a dartboard, it's much more targeted, where we'll understand what the investor is looking for, we'll understand what the manager is looking for, and then we'll create situations where they can come together and meet, whether it is online or at one of our events.
Well, that sounds great. So any advice to those who would have liked to come to the conference this year but were unable to come?
Well, there are a lot of industry conferences going on, so I guess my advice would be to check back. They'll be doing AltsLA again next year, but I think they're going to be doing a similar event in Silicon Valley in the fall. I do a couple events. Hedge Connection hosts them. We do a big event in New York called Global Fund Forum. It's been in Bermuda for the past 3 years, but this year we're doing it in New York. And similar to this, it's a large industry event where we'll have all different types of panel discussions. We'll have different verticals. This year we're adding in a vertical on private equity. We're adding a vertical on blockchain and cryptocurrency. We'll have one-on-one meetings between managers and investors. We'll have our own table talks. We'll have some fun networking, cocktail receptions. So that's in October 2nd and 3rd in New York City. And if you missed AltsLA, you can certainly come to Global Fund 4 and hear some phenomenal speakers.
Lisa, thank you very much, and thanks for taking time from your schedule here to come share your thoughts with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time as well.
Again, we've been talking with Lisa Vioni, co-founder of Hedge Connection. You're listening to Strategic Investor Radio. I'm Charlie Wright, and we'll be right back.